So my presentation will be on creativity and imagination, and how you might be able to, how you use it in your daily lives, or you might have used it before, and how I use it. Okay?
Yeah.
And okay, so
Do you need the TV?
no.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, you're just gonna have to watch me. So what it means to be creative and imaginative. So relating to or involving the use of imagination to original ideas or create something is to be creative. And it's characterised by the ability to perceive the world in new ways, find hidden patterns, and to make connections between objects that shouldn't be, I don't know, normal objects to give them life, in a weird sense. And it involves thinking and then producing. Okay, so I have some bullet points here to show that if you are creative, how you know if you're a creative person. So I think you will have all have done this at least once in your life. So I will just go around and ask, okay? So the first one is embellish, okay? To embellish. And that is to make something a bit more attractive when you're storytelling, maybe to make it more entertaining. So have you ever done this?
I think I do it every day. It's a really bad habit. I exaggerate everything. I'm doing it now. It's that! Oh my god, it's scary. At least I'm aware of it.
Yeah, it's the sign of being creative, because you have to think, oh, how can I make this better? How?
I like that word though, embellishing. That sounds better than exaggerating. Embellishing it. Embellish it a little bit.
Don't believe anything she says.
And
He's lying.
Ryan, when you are working, or maybe even not working, but do you try to change your routine and to set new challenges in your daily life?
Yeah, because I get bored.
No.
I walk the same way, etc.
No, but like to get home.
No, literally, if I walk the same way, if I do the same thing too much, I have to just make little tricks in my mind to walk a different way, to do something different, or I move my room around every week.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
something needs
part
to change.
of being creative, like changing your routine, changing what you do. That's good. And what about dreaming, Zara? Do you dream often? Constantly.
Constantly. I'm a big daydreamer.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So when you're asleep, though, do you wake up and you remember your dreams, or yeah?
And I have the weirdest dreams.
That's good. That's a sign of creativity.
Do you eat cheese? Cheese makes me dream.
Cheese
If I eat cheese before I go to bed, I have cheese. Yeah, cheese, seriously. Cheese, not cheesy dreams. But cheese, yeah, it's something like the lactose in it or whatever, the chemicals that are in it help you to have a good night's sleep and dream. Sorry, your dreams. I'm embellishing.
Like every night, my dreams are very, very strange.
Okay, that's good. And do you find they relate to your real life when you're awake?
Sometimes, but I think for me personally more because I read a lot and I like to write, I like to draw, I like to create. In like otherwise as well. So I think especially like things that I read and I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff like music and all that kind of stuff. I think almost on movies more.
That's good. The next one is fashion. So Radmila,
What?
do you have
Fashion?
Yeah,
Fashion?
It's to do with creativity.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love fashion.
Do you find yourself dressing differently, maybe? Like differently to normal people, like you have your own sense?
No, I don't think so, but I love fashion. No matter how I dress, I always read these women magazines. Like guys, I'm addicted to them. So yeah,
That's a sign of...
I find it fascinating, yeah.
And what about, I don't know, maybe you, but maybe in high school, did anyone follow a clique? Like emos, goths? Did anyone skate?
I did all of them. Every 6 months I was getting something pierced, hair highlighted or something.
Whenever.
This become a goth and this become a grunger. And
That is a sign of creativity because you want to create a persona, maybe.
They call me different
And daydreaming. Who daydreams?
I do all the time. Oh, that's I think.
Are they vivid or just not?
Is it what?
Vivid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Realistic and.
Yeah.
Is it what you want to happen or stuff?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. This project is a dream come true. Sorry, I have to. Yeah, for me it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We being here is a dream come true.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to say that. Because I know that's an actual true story. My daydream is like I'm on a yacht somewhere. I'm just fabulous and hasn't happened yet. So it can happen. You tell us one minute. Good, keep daydreaming.
I've always been in superpowers or something.
Yeah, okay.
Trying to prove things with your mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to tip the cup. Yeah. If I concentrate enough, it will happen.
We've all done it. And what about when you read? If you read, when you read, you find it easy to picture the scene.
Yeah.
You can imagine yourself in the place where it is.
Actually, it's very interesting when you read a book and then there's a movie on that book. It's super interesting to see whether the movie, well, the producers have imagined the same as you.
I sometimes find that really annoying.
Yeah.
Especially something like
annoying,
Game of Thrones, because I've read all the books and I'm like, oh, no, this is not how I imagine it to be.
You've got it wrong!
Watch the show and then read the books.
I usually find the books are much better than the movies.
Yeah.
But
Always.
Except Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Really boring.
But that,
The books are really boring. The films are great, but I mean the books are just like, oh my god.
No, there are films that are better than the books.
Sorry, I just need to get some. So now we're going to do a little a test, okay? Because the next one about being creative is spelling.
Oh no!
Yay!
So I'm going to test.
Dyslexic, okay? English is my second language.
I don't think they're that hard. So, Lottie, can you spell achievable?
I hope so. ACH. It's either for E except after C, isn't it?
Yeah.
So therefore ACHEI then it must be I before E except after C. No, IE. Other way around. I before E.
Yeah.
G VABLE.
Yeah. Perfect. Well done.
Achievable.
Achievable. Ash, can you spell compulsory, please?
Okay. COMPULSARY.
It's
ORY.
yeah. ORY.
ORY.
That is why people find it hard. They don't know whether it's an E, an A, compulsory.
Yeah, 'cause it sounds like RE.
Oh, maybe I'm in the anxiety attack. It's getting closer to me. I've got my pen ready.
Yeah.
Can I write it and see how it works?
That's a better idea.
Can you spell syllable, please?
Syllable.
Oh, they get the easy ones.
Is it an S or a C? Syllable. It's an S.
Yeah.
SYLLABLE.
Yeah, that's it. Perfect. It's just a double L. Some people struggle with it. I don't know if it's one L or.
What do you want?
And the last one is synonymous. I can't even say it. Synonymous.
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 Synonymous, yeah.
Synonymous?
SYNONYMOUS.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, good.
What is this a sign for?
If you can spell well, you're creative, but I guess it's through reading and writing. Because I know I can spell reasonably well because when I read books, I memorise the words, but some people struggle.
So are we all officially creative?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Apart from you, you're not creative. Sorry.
And then the last one is believe in your psychic. Has anyone felt this?
Believe in your sidekick? Or
Psychic.
What?
Psychic.
What do you mean?
Come on, Robin!
Yeah. People say it as a joke, like you can go, oh my god, I think I'm psychic.
Oh, believing you
Yeah,
are
believing.
psychic.
Oh, believe in. Other than believe in your psychic.
Yeah.
anything.
It's like no one's a sidekick.
I get a lot of deja vus.
Yeah, deja vu.
That's
That's
like what happens, and then
It's like
sometimes what
visual
happens is that I get into a situation, and then I'm not. I mean, not just deja vu, but I don't always remember if I've actually done or said something, or if it was a dream.
Yeah,
I get
that's
really confused
yeah.
with that.
I have done it before when I've been on Facebook and I look at someone, I was like, I've not seen them for years, like I stalk them a little bit, and then I go out the house and I see them, it's weird. Like, I live in a little village, but still
I live in a little bit Really?
No, but I have done it before and it's like, what, it's just, I think, what would I say if I bumped into that person and I go out and I bump into them?
Sometimes I get gut instinct.
Yeah,
Like,
gut
you have a
instinct,
feeling
that's it.
something's like lurking and then it does.
Something's wrong with
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Or something's happening with someone
Yeah.
and then they tell you, like, oh, I had a feeling.
I get it a little bit with ghosts as well. It's weird. No, it's okay. We'll say. I was in my friend's house. As soon as I walked in, I felt a weird aura. I was like, "This is like." It was the first time going. And I was like, "This is weird." And then we went upstairs. Me and my brother, and we were playing on PlayStation with my friend. And then, we just heard some bang like. And we're like, Tom, what's that noise? He's like, oh, it's nothing, just ignore it. And it kept like making this noise like poof, poof, poof. And then he didn't say anything. We're like, that was weird. And I was like, yeah, did you feel weird in there? So bro, he's like, yeah, I felt like cold and weird. And then a few months later we found out like they moved everything out of the house and just got rid of the house. So I think there was some kind of weird spirit thing.
How old were you?
Well, yeah, I was quite young, but no, I was like
I'm just wondering.
12.
Okay. Definitely counts. Poltergeist.
Okay, now this is different techniques for film scripts and books, I guess, but mainly for like scripts, movies, and stuff like that. Okay, so has anyone heard of Todorov's narrative theory?
So there's only like 5 stories that you can actually make.
Basically,
Follow the same guidelines.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's it is.
Yeah.
I have examples here. So the equilibrium is at the beginning of every movie. Okay, so it's where everything's okay, you meet the characters, everything's normal, and then afterwards there is a disruption. Okay, so that's obviously when something starts to happen to make it interesting, where something bad might be happening. And then it is the realisation that something bad's happening to the characters. They have to do something, they have to change, they have to try something. And then that is when the restored order happens, and that is when, obviously, they amend the problem, it's okay. And then usually at the end, it's at equilibrium again, so everything is okay, everything's bottom on. And if you think about it, it does happen in a lot of movies, and I have some examples here. But also here, so has anyone seen? This might be a spoiler, but the new Wolverine film. Has anyone seen it?
Which one?
Awesome.
Logan. Is it called Logan? Yeah.
Logan.
I watched
One of the
it.
characters from the X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone care if I? It won't spoil it too much.
No spoiler. It's fine.
So in the beginning,
The Wolfman with blades coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Come on.
he has a name.
He has a name.
Different animal.
In the beginning, the equilibrium, he's working as a taxi driver, he's doing a normal job, he doesn't want to go around killing people, he's being normal, and he is helping Professor X, if anyone knows him. I'm a nerd, so I know all these. But he's helping this old man, and then it is disrupted, the equilibrium's disrupted, because somebody starts looking for him, this woman's following like, help me. And then the restored disruption, yeah, that's the disruption. Then the restored order happens. He realizes the people are after him, and he has to protect himself and his friends. Okay, and then the restored order happens as he decides to work with the girl. So he has to work with her, help her stay alive, and stuff like that. And the equilibrium, the happy ending, is that all the children survive. So he does his job. And it works.
Yeah, I was like,
very
no.
emotional.
Well, yeah.
Did you watch?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
The children survive, but he died.
Oh, that happens. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't need to see that.
It was very emotional.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
Oh,
Like,
no,
when you
it
think-
was a very emotional ending.
No,
I mean, Wolverine,
when
you can't really
I,
do
when I
it.
first seen Wolverine, when I
But-
was like 11, the first
Yeah.
X-Men film, so I grew up with
okay,
them,
yeah,
like
yeah.
going through all the superhero films. They went through like my teenage years watching all these, and now the character's gone. It was like kind of like a part of my childhood, so
Oh,
it was very emotional. Very touched.
okay.
And in
tear up.
Wolverine.
and for normal movies, there is a prop character theory. Okay, so
Say?
props character theory. So there is usually a hero, obviously, and he's usually normal looking, but he has problems. Okay, so for example, Logan, he has problems. He's dying, isn't he? in the
Yeah.
film? And Harry Potter's a good example. His parents have died. He's socially awkward. Yeah. He's a muggle until he turns into a wizard. And
Then he's a wizard.
and then there is a villain, because there has to be a villain, which causes the disruption in the story. Voldemort in Harry Potter, for example. And there is usually a dispatcher, okay? So that is somebody who tries to help the hero restore the equilibrium. So that is Dumbledore in Harry Potter, for example. Sorry, I'm a massive
Star
nerd.
Wars would also be like, there's a...
Star Wars, yeah.
That's the thing, is that's kind of storyline. It can be fit to a lot of films.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
versus evil.
Yeah.
Character learns something along the way,
Yeah.
and by the end, then things go back to normal.
Yeah,
You know, so,
exactly. For normal stories, sometimes creative writing's a bit different because you try to go outside the box and not do it not. But yeah, for most stories, there is these type of people.
You said it's Todorov.
Todorov's
Who
narrative.
is Todorov? I've seen
He's,
it somewhere. Who was he?
He was a Russian French. He's a filmmaker, basically, and
okay.
scriptwriter. I don't know much about him apart from that, but he
Yeah.
invented this back in the day, and then people have just, from influence, carried
Yeah.
on his narrative aspects.
Was
And
that
then-
the guy who was going to make Dune? Who was going to make the movie Dune? The same guy?
I'm not sure. The
No?
movie Dune.
Dune.
June.
No?
Never mind.
Do you know anything about it?
No, there's a movie, documentary, some Todorovsky or Jodorowsky, Dune, and it's a documentary. I'm not sure if it's the same guy, I'm not sure.
Mm.
I did film
He was a
history in
filmmaker.
college. Part of college, I can't remember. Yeah, it's the famous Russian guy. He did a lot of films.
It's a different guy.
I can't remember his name, but I think it's the same guy you think about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember now.
And yeah, there is a donor, okay? So someone who gives the hero something to help him along the way. So in Logan, have you seen it?
Yeah.
The woman gives him the money, he has that serum to make him stronger.
More
In Harry Potter, he gets the sword, stuff like that. So there is objects and donors that give something to help restore the equilibrium. Then when you have the helpers, you have Ron, Hermione, their entertainment values. Ron's ginger and funny. Hermione's clever, so they have certain personality traits that make it
Good
good banter. Yeah, to make it good banter. And there's always a heroine as well, someone that is a vulnerable character. In Logan, it's a little girl. Because I wouldn't want to mess it up.
I wouldn't like to meet her,
But she's young and she's been
and murderers.
she's young and murderous. And in Harry Potter, it's Ginny Weasley. She's always getting, and then Harry obviously ends up falling in love with her. Okay, I think you can use creativeness with Oxbridge. If you're talking about certain subjects, if you try and maybe evaluate on different aspects of creativity, I mean, it would be good as a general activity, story writing, creativity and stuff like this, but even just different stuff, if you say you're talking with them about a certain subject and just evaluating on their story to tell them a bit about yourself, because they also like listening, not just speaking, so that is good. And different routines maybe you can try at work and stuff like this is good. And then now I'll tell you a little bit about myself, okay? So this is a true story, you don't have to believe it. Well, I won't be offended, but yeah, I swear on the Bible. I was in...
Spell the ghost.
I like to, since I've been young, I like to make stories, write stories, stuff like that. and I always have strange ideas, good ideas, I think. But I'm very shy to talk about them. But I have good ideas. And this one story, I was in the toilet in Thailand with my friends. I went in a bar and I went into the toilet, and there was this quote on the wall. It's by Woody Allen. It's in my next life, I want to live backwards. You start out dead, and then you get that out of the way, and you wake up in an old people's home feeling better every day, and then you get kicked out for being too healthy, and you go collect your pension, and you start work. You get a gold watch and a party on your first day. You work for 40 years until you're young enough to enjoy your retirement. You party, you drink alcohol, and you are generally promiscuous. And you are ready for high school. You then go to primary school, you become a kid, you play, you have no responsibility. You become a baby until you are born. And then you spend your last 9 months floating in luxurious spa-like conditions with central heating and room service on tap. And then you finish off as an orgasm. And some people will be like, "Oh, that's funny, that's cool."
Brilliant.
And in my mind, I thought that would be a great story. Like, I'm going to try and make that into a story. Imagine if someone was born backwards.
That's taken from Greek mythology.
Wow,
that was amazing.
Thanks, John.
Really good, really good. Guys, what would you take with you after this? How would you apply this to your classes? This knowledge?
I think you're right when you said about embellishment and stuff. Like, I know when I'm in classes, sometimes talking about things, if I'm telling a story, I'll embellish it myself. You know, maybe to get a laugh out of them or to get them talking about things
Get
more.
them to use the language.
Yeah.
Really, John?
No, alright.
Yeah, that was actually, Joel, well done, because I just think with your the way you presented it, and you got us all pretty involved and we were all laughing.
It
What you
was
say about,
amazing.
It was like a lesson for me.
and what you say about
You must be
embellishing and
Yeah.
in terms of how you teach something, you can have a really boring subject.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be boring. If
Yeah.
you present it in a boring way, it will be boring. Like, everything's boring if you present it that way. But it was fun and embellished. Like that word.